Hello, my name's Tyler. I'm a student of physical therapy under the direction of Dr. K down at RMU in Provo. And so it looks like you're coming in today for some back pain that you injured yourself about 4 days ago lifting something. And so I really just want to go over some exercises that I feel like that would help you out and help with those muscles that might have been injured. And so at some point during these exercises, I might have to, help and feel if you're activating those muscles or help you cue to activate those muscles. And that's going to require me to feel that area in the low back. Is that something that you're okay with? All right. And then it says on your intake form that you've been using ice to help kind of with the pain in that area. And so I just want to say that that's a good thing, and I want you to continue to do that. Ice is going to slow down the metabolism in that area and decrease the intramuscular pressure, and that's just going to help, alleviate some of the pain and really help with some of the muscles in that area. Okay? Is that okay with you? If you have an ice massage cup, that's something that I recommend more. It's going to decrease the amount of time you have something cold on you, and it's really going to help with the localization of the effects of the ice.
Okay, I can look into that then.
All right. If not, they're pretty cheap. We've got them here at the clinic, $4 or $5. I just really think it's going to help with your treatment.
All right.
All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is a little bit of mobilization. And so what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to demonstrate it first. So if you just want to watch, you're going to get up on the table here. And what you're going to do, you're going to sit in a little hook lying position. You're going to keep your hands at your sides. And you're going to keep your knees together. And you're going to rotate your legs to one side until it's tolerable. I don't want you to be in pain. And you're going to hold this position for 20 seconds. And I want you to do it on both sides. And that's going to create a little gapping and approximation of the facet joints there. Okay. So if you want to just hop out there. And so if this was too difficult for the patient, I'd probably have them do it where I'd support them and try to just work them through the motion. But I'm going to have them do it on their own right now. Oh. And then how does that feel?
That's good enough.
And if that was too easy for them, I'd have them just lift up their legs, and that just increase the amount of stability that is needed to perform this. And so I'd have them do this and hold on the ends for about 20 seconds. I'd have them do it 8 times each side, twice a day. And so from there, we're going to move on to a stretching component. So you could just come off to the side of the table and then stand back up, sir. And so we're just going to do a single arm over the head stretch, just to kind of stretch those paraspinals. So I'm going to have you put your right hand on your hip, left hand over the top, and I'm going to have you bend over. And this is really going to help stretch the paraspinals. I want you to hold there for 20 seconds. And so this is another thing that I want you to do, 5 to 6 times on each side, 20-second holds twice a day. And if this was too hard for him, I'd put him in a sitting position. And if this was too easy, I could add a weight to the arm that he has in the air, and that would just further increase the stretch. Just going to go into a kind of stabilization exercise. So if you could move over for a second, that way, please. We're going to go into like a prone plank progression, and that's really just going to work on stabilization of your core and your back muscles. And so the first one is you're going to use the table here. You're just going to rest your forearms on the edge of the table and try to keep a really neutral spine while working your legs out. You're just going to hold it there. Perfect. And you just want to keep a neutral spine, as neutral as possible. Okay. All right, and then you can come back up. And if that's too hard, obviously we wouldn't do that. And I just work on firing his muscles with the anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. And then if that's too easy, I'd put him onto the ground and have him do a plank, not a full plank, but a plank on his knees. And then progressing further, he'd do a full plank. Moving on from there, we're going to do a little balance. And so I'm just going to demonstrate on the ground here. So what you're going to want to do is kind of get into this quadruped position. And you're going to do your right arm with your left leg up, and then you're going to come back and you're going to do the opposite of what you just did. Okay? So if you could demonstrate that for me. And I am going to palpate your back here just to feel those muscles activating. And so if he wasn't able to do this, I could have them be in that quadruped position and just work on an anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. And then if this was too easy, I'd have them hold it at the ends just to increase some of the stabilizing. So moving on from there, we're going to work on a functional activity. And so if you could stand up. So what we're going to do is just kind of work on a lumbar performance progressions. And so basically just working on a hip hinge here. And so what I'm going to do is hand you the weight here, and you're going to keep it really close to your chest. And so from here, you're just going to keep your feet nice stable position, and you're going to work on just bending at your hips and then coming back up. Okay? Just bring it close to your chest. How's that feel?
Pretty good.
All right, and if that was too hard, I'd start it with it on an elevated surface, and I'd have them work eccentrically up through the motion, just working on those paraspinals, and then to progress that, I could go into a full range of motion and put it all the way on the ground. I could increase the rate. And so what I really want you to work with at home is ice, obviously, continue that, and then any of the stretches that we did today. So if you could have your arm over the top, that one, I want you to do it twice a day, 5 to 6 times on each side, 20-second hold. You can work on the rotation that we did with you lying on the table. You can do that on the ground. You can do that on a firmer surface, preferred, but same thing. 8 times each side, 20-second hold to work on just mobilizing those joints. And then if you have anything with a comfortable weight, then you could work on that hip hinge progression. Do you have any questions for me?
Don't think so.
All right, thanks for coming in.